Greetings and welcome back to ABC, your national TV. The interim government sends you greetings, and of course, the chair lady for the Ethics Commission sends you greetings. All the departments of the interim government send you greetings. And I want to say 21 gun salute to our resilient fighters who are on the home front, and you are doing the best that you can do. God bless you. Today, we are going into ethics for an emerging nation. And as we all know, this is a program that started a few months ago, and we have gone down the lane, touching a number of departments, and we have been going from county to LGA to LGA, LGA by LGA. And today, we are going to focus on Manyu. And before we get into Manyu, I just want you to listen to this coming to you from Manyu. Let's go. Thank you very much over there, the people of Manu. We are excited. Our culture and entertainment, we will not forget anywhere. La Republic has tried to push us out, destroy us, but in our little clusters, we still keep to our God-given calling. And I am sure you are all enjoying what God is doing in Ambazonia. And so today, we will go ahead and get ourselves ready. I want to welcome our guest for tonight. No other person but Commissioner Willie himself. Very soon I'll be bringing him into the studios. And when he comes to the studios, he will want him to greet the people of Manyu. We had started with a number of LGAs and counties. Last week, it was Minchim County that came in to have this particular program, and it was excellent. Our vice chairman for the county spoke on behalf of the Amazonian people of Minchim County and answered all the questions that the Ethics Commission wants every county LGA by LGA to answer. And so it was a great program. And today we are going into laying the foundation for an emerging ethical Manyu County group, LGA by LGA, LGA by LGA. And in the studios with me is no other person but Comrade Commissioner Willie. Welcome into the studios of the ABC. Commissioner, over to you.
Yes, thanks a lot, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you might be. I want to take time to greet you. My name is Willie. I'm your servant from Manyu County. Everybody know me as Willie. We want to greet you guys. And we hope that you enjoy the show and we should be able to express ourselves, our opinion, with no interruption. I name Manyu Komke Kubwen, Mpare Willie, County Connector Nekam Manyu. Whatever man Neka, Wo Manyu Neka, Mayanga Kakabeka. Ane akwaya wo manyo ojanto inkina. That's it. I just come to greet everybody. My friend from Manyu, my friend from Bazonia. Now Nasib and Willie, I want to take this day, the 17th of June 2022, for greet una, for thank una for una help, our sacrifices. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. I always enjoy when you come for Insight Manu and you talk in our dialect, in our vernacular, so that our people feel no say, now we own countryman proper, you don't come. That is wonderful. I appreciate that. Now, before we go for insight, which we will get for do today in our ethics, I want to carry out this monologue, which is very important, to let the Ambazonian people know that Ambazonian liberation movement is very unique compared to other revolutions in the world because of the institution of the Ethics Commission in the time of war. After instituting this particular commission in the time of war, we become very unique in our quest. Our fathers had had the foresight of the uphill battle which we face to repair the destroyed moral fabric of Ambazonia. What holds a nation together is its moral values. La Republic's invasion and occupation of Ambazonia has taken a moral toll on Ambazonians, making moralizing Ambazonia again a battle we must fight to win. So we are fighting two battles here, the battle of moralization and the physical battle of getting our homeland back. The assault on our morality began when La Republique, without any consultation, took out civics from our school curriculum, especially in our Anglo-Saxon system of education. The importance of ethics in a nation cannot be emphasized enough. This is the right time for ethics awareness campaigns in all tiers of government and communities in the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. It was Edmund Burke who said, "Liberty does not exist in the absence of morality." Ethics for an Emerging Nation is an educational program to help you with the information and tools you need to moralize your communities and your governments. We have discussed topics such as templates, which means forms for complaints. We have also treated topics like conflict resolutions, appeals, and financial conflict of interest disclosure forms. We already have this in perspective, and would like any of you who is an Ambazonian and has a case or a situation, a dispute, a disagreement with one of your brothers, that you don't go the immoral way of blackmailing, but that you pick up this form and address it properly, because the institutions of the restored nation of Ambazonia have started working, even though we are still a little bit out of home front, but we have started working to make sure that Ambazonians get themselves acquainted to what we shall be doing in our homeland. Ethical leadership and its importance has been treated. Guidelines for receiving and giving of gifts by government employees have been treated. Misuse of position ethically has been treated already. The role of the people in upholding ethical standards in the nation also has been touched. The role of the church in moralizing the society was one of our subject matters. Standard code of conduct for Ambazonians also treated. Business ethics, media ethics, sports cultural ethics, medical public health ethics have all been treated. You can find all this in the Amber Facebook page or YouTube, that these lessons are there. So as Ambazonians, we encourage you to watch those teachings, instructions, shows again on ABC Amber TV and Facebook page and YouTube, and use the information to moralize your communities and governments, and of course start to put them in practice. If by next year our sovereignty is still being withholden, which of course we don't agree that it should be, we will call you up in a campaign to talk to your LGA and county on the values of ethics. When we are done with ethics awareness in counties, we will continue with the rest of the departments of the government: Women's Services Department, Education Department, DHA, CM Department, DSS Department, and Department of Foreign Affairs. Ambazonia shall be great again by God's special grace and mercy. We will live fulfilling lives in our nation, Ambazonia. Ethics is the key to do that. Now, after that monologue, we get back now to our subject matter. Yes, Chairman Willie, you are here in the studios with me, and I'm sure you have heard the monologue with which we have talked about, and our major point in this evening program is for you to tell us how you are laying the foundation for an emerging ethical Manyu, county by county, Manyu County, and of course LGA by LGA. Now, you go ahead and tell us how Manu, the LGA by AGA, is planning to have this particular aspect or program or department implemented in Manu. Over to you, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Commando. Thanks for this opportunity to express Manu and to explain to the world how Manu is being managed. Manu is being managed by Manu people. Manu is being managed by Ambazona people. Overall, Manu is being managed by God. As we all grow, we all tend to respect God and respect our families and our friends likewise. I don't know if I should speak in Pidgin or in English. Which language do you prefer me to use at this moment? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Hear you. Yes, I can hear you. I
Yeah.
think that because the subject matter does not only end with our local people, that is our common language in Ambazonia, it is also expected that the people around the world should understand what we are intending to do in our LGA by LGA. But then I would prefer that any of the fluent languages that we want to use only for our people, that's fine. If you want to use it in English, that's fine. If you want to say it in Pidgin to us, that is fine, because our target people is the Manyu people. Then the other people can come second. So you make a choice of which language you want to use. We agree.
Okay. In this respect, I'll be flip-flopping in the sense that I'll be speaking in English and then speaking English for people to understand when
Okay,
the need arises. First, in
that's fine.
Manu, yes, Manu is under the interim government headed by Dr. President Samuel Sakwe Kome, the only Ambazonia interim government that stands to file a republic, that one total independent for all of us. As a county, I will start from the bottom up. From the county, we have what we call LGA. LGA means local government area. LGA means local government area where you were born. I would say start from your personal self, your house, your village, where you were born. That's a local government area where they say local government area. And in those local government areas, we have what we call LGA. That's in the bracket. LGA means local government area chair people. Each local government area is my chairperson. It might be a woman or it might be a man. But for Manu, I'm going to explain to you and I'm going to call names for people who manage these LGS. Number one, the LGS local government areas are managed by Manu people on home front and across the world. Number two, each LGA is mounted or managed by the LGA chairperson. In Manfred Central, we have Masera. She's the LGA chairperson for Manfred Central. In Oyimojok, we have Mr. Ojong Stephen. That's the LGA chairperson for Oyimojok. In Akwaya, we have Dr. Mbia. That's the chairperson for Akwaya LGA. And in Upper Bayang, we have Mr. Tabi. That's the chairperson for Upper Bayang. Then this LGA, all these LGA chair people, they are all supervised and managed by the county coordinator. I'm not going to say me. I'm going to say the county coordinator because I happen to be one at this time. It's not my position. It's not my job. It's a job for all of us. The office is not meant for Willie. It's meant for management. It's a system. And Bazina government is a system. It's not Willie's system. It's not your system. It's our system. So as such, that's why I say a county coordinator. That means tomorrow I might be there and tomorrow I might not be there. Whoever comes in will be able to respect, obey, and follow the instructions given by the interim government. Now, I'll start from bottom up. From the local government area, the way Manu is structured like a net. We organize Manu with following the Amber Peace Plan that was structured and approved by the people of Ambazonia, headed by Dr. Samuel Sako Ikome. So as such, each LGA have their local government area, have their defense structure, their defense command structure, and they have their treasury department. They have various departments, just like the federal government. I will choose one LG for example, in Mojok. They have a local government area headed by Mr. Ojong Stephen. They have a defense team. I won't call names. They have a treasury department headed by a treasurer, and they have a House of Reps. They have a House of Rep, Honorable Elias in Kwaya. But let me go back to Imojok because I'm so close to them. I'm used to them. That's why I'm excited to call their names. Yes, we have Miss Caroline from Oyumojok. That's a local rep from Oyumojok. So all of them will work together as a team. They represent Manyu as a whole. They represent Ambazona as a whole. Now, moving forward, from the local, when they have a problem on the ground, from the local government area, they channel that problem to their local representative, Mark Caroline, who listen to them, advise them on what to do. For example, when it comes to conflict resolution, our parents might have conflict or misunderstanding among themselves. It might be land, it might be anything. They will channel that to their LGA chairperson or to their House of Rep, who is Mark Caroline at this moment, and then he or she will take that information and bring it into their executive. Yes, each LG have the executive team, and they will decide and see how they can solve that matter. And since we live far away in the world, we make it easy to resolve conflict this way. If we have a problem in Manu, I'm just choosing one LG, and that applies to all the other LGs. Because I don't want to be calling LGs here, I'll be flip-flopping. If something happened in Imojok, what we do is simple. The chairperson for Imojok will make a small WhatsApp group, and then he or she will put those parties involved in that group. So all of them will be in the same house, just like as you did with me and Mr. Commando, before coming to this program. So that way we'll sit and now we'll come out things and come out our differences. So if we have people on the ground that have differences, our LGA chairperson will make that small forum and put their House of Rep in there. For Imojok, we have Mark Caroline, she will be in there, and Mr. Ojong Steve will be in there. And if you concern defense, the defense person will be in there, and then plus the people on the ground or wherever they are in the world who have that misunderstanding, and they will express themselves, and each person will have that time to talk and explain themselves. If they cannot come to a compromise, they will organize a Zoom. They will organize a Zoom at the convenience of the people on the ground, where they will sit and eyeball each other and look at each other face to face and say, bro, this is what this person explained to me. This is what this person explained to me. But if sometimes we have network difficulties, but that's why we have to say they create a small WhatsApp group. So they will sit there and then they do what they call voice audio. You do audio and you leave an audio. This person do audio and leave an audio. And the catch in it is that we have ethic moral, because all our members will take an oath that before whatever they say in that forum, remain in that forum. That's why you don't hear things being leaked outside our LGAs and outside Manu as a whole. They will take an oath. They can take traditional oath. They can take a gospel oath. Traditional oath is where they can take an oath by swearing to the ancestors. They can take an oath by holding the Bible. Whatever oath they decide to take, that they're not going to betray each other, they will be in that forum. They'll discuss their matter and they'll settle it. If it comes that they cannot handle it to a certain level, at times they can add me as a county coordinator in there. When they put me in there, I'll always like to bring other people from other LG. I can ask for help from Mampe Central. I can ask help from Akwaya or Upper Bayang, and as such, I will get help from one or two of them. What I do is that we'll keep an open eye in Manu to see where there's a slack. If we have an occasion where there's a discrepancy, we'll make sure that men and women are equally represented. If two men have a problem, we'll make sure that there are two women in that forum as well, so there will be four people. So that way, we should be able to look in various aspects of life, because men and women will reason differently, will think differently, and will act differently. So each person has to put the hand on. Let me put the hand on board, so that way we can build a strong and vibrant Amazonia. When it comes to this issue of ethic, sometimes some situations are more than me. But once I come in there with my team, we come in there as Manu, we come there as Amazonia. If it's more than us, we call the people from the ethic committee. We've called Ma Dorothy before, she knows, and they come and help us and guide us on what to do next. So we're happy that we always have a chain of command, a ladder up there, where if things passes the first person, we do not just draw a line that, oh, because you do not agree with this person, we should just cut you off. No, we do not cut you off. The tactic and the thing we use in Manu to do, we do not say you are wrong or you are right. We say, Mr. Bisson, we think that you could have done A, B, C, or Madam Susan, you could have done A, B, C as well. They will suggest that you look into doing D, E, and F. What do you think? And 99% of the time, the people that cause trouble, they always have a solution themselves. They will apologize and come to a compromise. If that is not help, realistic, they will push it forward to Dr. Kajang, who will come up and who will come in and help us. If it's more than him, he will call other people in other departments from other LGs. Yeah, we can go to Mezam, Momo. We are blessed that we have other LGs around Manyu and around Ambazina. We have 13 counties. We'll go to each county and we'll look for anybody that will know that is fit and reasonable to help us. We always ask for help. And as such, they will come and help us. If the worst comes to the worst, if we have to call men of God to come in, we'll call them. Pastor Victor is always available. You call him, he will come in. And that's how we operate in Manyu. When you look at the ethical situation in Manyu as a whole, the first thing we hold each Manu person is the ability to be honest with themselves. Is the ability to be honest with themselves. In Manu as a whole, we automatically know each person. Each person. For example, I'll put myself. When I was a young boy, I was a photographer in Manu. So I've gone to many people's houses, and we used to stay beside the park. So many people that come to Manfe, the capital of Manu, they automatically come to the park of Manu. And as such, being a small boy, we used to roam around the park in the evening to see those who come from Kumba. We just carry their bags and take it to the houses, not for money, but just to show that, hey, brother, I've come home. Some brothers will come. When they arrive at the park, we'll just go, hey, bro, welcome, bro, welcome. Who is your mother? Once you just call your brother's name, say, my brother's name is John Ebai. We already know that this one is from Igbeko. You describe the whole family. You be like, how do you know? We say, brother, what will take you there? We do not have cars, no bike. We'll carry your bag on our head. If we cannot carry on our head, we'll open your bag and we'll divide the things among ourselves and we'll carry it to your house. That's how we live in Manu when we're little boys. And as such, that makes us to feel proud. It makes us to be happy. Sometimes when we carry those things to those houses, the person who come home will call us, hey, Willie, you guys come and take this for yourself. Sometimes they will give us a shirt. Sometimes they give us bread. Sometimes they give us a handshake, and that's all we need. We don't need anything from them. So that's how we kept Manu from small till now. 99% of the time, and we have a forum where we have all the Manu people in that forum. We started with LGA. Each LGA in Manu have their own forum. Each LGA in Manu have their own forum, headed by the LGA chairperson. For example, my person have an LGA forum headed by Masara. In that LGA forum, Masara manages the LGA. They have a treasury department and a treasurer for that LGA. Me as a county coordinator, I'm in the 4 LGAs. My function being in the 4 LGAs is not to do anything, but just to see that ethic is being respected and the rule and regulations that is put in place by President Dr. Samuel Sako is being followed. I do not say anything in that forum. Yeah, I'm just there to supervise them. And as such, each forum, each LGA in Manu have a defense forum where they have their defense team. I'm there as well. I've not said nothing. The LGA chairperson, they decide to choose who they want to choose to be their defense person. Their defense person work with chief security of Manu, and I'm there in that forum as well, and chief security. I do not say nothing. I do not do nothing. The chief security and the LGA chairperson for that forum is in charge. But when he or she goes away from drift a little bit away from ethic, I will call him behind and say, hey, bro, I think we're supposed to do it this way, and not of this way, or I give my own suggestion or advice. So I'm in all of those forums, looking and seeing and watching. And thirdly, and not last, we have a defense forum. Each LG have a defense forum where they have the fighters. Yes, fighters have their own forum. We do not mix fighters forum with the LGA people, because the information we give the fighters is different from the information that the LGA people get. And secondly, we do not bring fighters with money. So our fighters don't know who is contributing what or who is doing what. So in those fighters forum, I am all the fighters forum in the 4 LGA, and chief security for Manu is in that fighters forum as well. The LGA chairperson is the administrator in that forum. The LGA chairperson is administrator in that forum. I'm not an administrator in that forum. So the LGA chairperson vet who comes in. But there's a cash. Before he or she vets who comes in, she passes that person to me, and I call them and talk to them and greet them, and I ask them what we call in Bayangi and Reket. Bro, where were you born in Manfe? Believe me, if you call me, you just call me your family name. I'll tell you how I'm related to your family. Because when I used to snap them with the camera, when I call the family, guys, you guys stand together. You know, back then, black and white Kodak. When you stand, I'm looking through the lens. I'm not just looking
Yeah.
at you people. I'm looking at the soul of you people. So that's why when like, people started killing people in Manu, sometimes I sit and cry because show me any 5 Manu people, at least I will know 4. And this I'll know for. So that's how Manu is structured and organized. Last but not the least, in Manu, sitting here today as the county coordinator for Manu, it's a pleasure that they give that trust in me. It's a pleasure that they have that hope in me. And it's a pleasure that they have that blessing in me. I'm not a young person. I'm not an old person, but I'm just a person. And I did not go to school to be trained as a county coordinator. I did not go to school to be trained as as a servant. But when I was a child, I used to move from, if I see a grandma in the house struggling, I would just go and fetch her water. If I see people doing something, or I'm passing behind your house, you are splitting wood, I'll just stop by. Mama, let me help you. I take the firewood and split it, the axe and split the firewood. And you say, Papa, sit and eat. I say, no, Mama, don't worry. I have a camera. I'm still working. I will go and snap around. But the difficulties I had in Manu as a young boy, when I was snapping those pictures, was from the Republic people. Because when you snap them, they will never pay your money. But actually, they were touching the bad person, the wrong person, because then I was a boy. I did not know that they have sent them in Manu to come with an agenda to suppress us, to beat us, to steal from us. I will snap a military person for about 2,000 francs, 2,000 CFA francs. He or she will give me 100 francs. Say, petit, petit, I will give you the other one tomorrow. Come to the office. When you go to the office, he will just instead slap you or say, Fuma Lokan. But when he slapped me, whenever they slap me, I have somebody that slapped them back. I go bring my mother. When my mother entered that office, the office will flip upside down because she'll come and throw all the computer, all their, then they have typewriters. She'll flick everything on the ground. They know better. So that's where the charging spirit comes from. A Manu person is not, yeah, Manu person is not it's not a quiet person. But moving forward,
Yeah.
in Manu, the skill that I bring in Manu, that we bring in Manu, did not just come from the air, nor did I go to school for it. As a small boy, my father was a quarter head in Manu. When the paramount chief of Manu, when he emerged as a chief in Manu and he's a medical doctor, he was going to the hospital and coming to settle cases in his palace. And my father told him that, doctor, it will be difficult for you to handle all the situation. We should partition Manu, that's Manfe, into quarters. That way it will be managed by quarter heads. So that way, if they manage by quarter head, it will be easy for us to settle our scores. If we have any difficulties, we call you. Since my father was most of the oldest person in Manfi, not the oldest, but one of the oldest people in Manfi then. So they gave him the opportunity to serve as a senior quarter head. And while he was serving as a quarter head, the small room that I was staying there, they have to flip the room every Thursday or Saturday when they have the case in the quarter for people to sit there. Yeah, then I'll just be roaming around. You know, when people are big people in your house, the elderly people in your house, as a small 11-year-old, 12-year-old, you cannot sit and listen to them. You just walk around.
Right.
So, but when they're judging,
Right.
yes, I was the one sweeping the house. When they're judging cases, I sit and listen how he handle cases. When each LG have a problem, he will talk to them. Because when the chief come back from the hospital, sometimes he swing by our house. Sometimes my father will go see him. And then they will discuss something. My father will ask me, because we don't have a car. My father asked, I should go run and go look for the chief. I'll go to the chief's house. It was not far from our house. I'll go there, it's small man pay. I talk to him, I say, Papa says, you come tell you ABC. Then he will tell me what to tell my father. Then my father does not have a phone. We don't have a phone, nothing at all. So I will run and come back
Right.
and come back and talk to my father, whatever the chief say. And then my father will tell me what to say again, or he will write. And then I go to other quarter head and give it to other quarter head, like Mr. Ancho and the other quarter heads. I will go and give those people, Madam Mami Mongo there on the roadside. Sam, all those quarter heads who were there then, I will go and then give it to the Pai Nokpa, all those Pay, all those quarter heads, Pai Pombang. There are many of them. I will go and say, Papa Saj, you come give the over. There's a meeting on this day. So when they are doing all those things, I will see and listen. And I don't talk as a small boy because who are you to talk when the adults are around? They will send you, Willie, carry this beer, go to my house. I will just run, everything is 2 miles. I just go and give it and come back. So that's when I gained some of the skills on how to manage. Don't forget, my father was the first batch in Sase in 1939. He was the first batch in
Wow.
Sase in Boya. And after graduating from
Okay.
Sase, yeah, he was a court clerk. Then court clerk was a big position, but I never knew that he
Right.
worked. Yes, court clerk he was a court clerk, so he had worked in court. And while he's handling cases in the neighborhood, in the quartier, in our neighborhood, I begin to learn from him how he handles cases. He does not pass judgment. He does not. He just sit and listen alongside the other people. He listens. When he listens, and then they will have what they call like a recess. He will say we should have a 50 minutes. Everybody should go outside and relax themselves. Then some of the elders, they will just sit and then they decide on what the penalty will be. So if you steal a chicken, they will ask you, Mr. Agbo, now that you've stolen a chicken, what do you think we should do to you? 90% of the time, 90% of the time, the person that stole the chicken always have a solution. They'll say, Papa, I want to give 1 crate beer. I want to give this. And they'll say, okay, give 2 crate beer. Sometimes my father will say, no, we are not here for beer. And because my father does not drink alcohol. So he will say, we are not here for beer. But what we want to do to you is to show you that you can make things better. He will show you, let me say there's a small bridge. If we go into the farm, there's a small bridge from one quarter to the next. He will tell you to go clear it, or if it's muddy, or if it's potholes, he will tell you to try to fill those potholes for 2 days or 3
Right.
days. Like community service.
Right.
Yeah, because it's not about drink. Because if you go with drink, it means that the rich should buy their way. If you go with drinks, the rich will commit crimes and do things and just come and pay. The whole idea is not the drink. It's yes.
Yeah.
So that ethical behavior is what in Ambazonia we're going to use to implement, and we're going to use to navigate as we grow in Ambazonia.
Wow.
Over to you, sir.
Wow. 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 Comrade Willie, I think this is superb. This is wonderful. And it was just the right decision to come in here and tell the Ambazonian people not only some theories, but some of the things that happened and you experienced it. Yes, Ambazonians, listen, and the people of the world, that is what we are telling all of you, that Ambazonia was hijacked and its values were almost eradicated and terrible things came in. But today, we are hearing it from the horse's mouth and from the Ambazonians who had the tip of the iceberg of what used to happen in those days. Ethical values were put in perspective, and criminals or defaulters, they may not really be criminals, but defaulters were never meant to be punished. They were disciplined. And the discipline was for the benefit of the community, not for a chosen few. Yes, not just for a chosen few, but the benefit of whatever the culprit was to produce or was to bring was actually for the entire people of the community. And we have discovered and we have seen that the people of Manyu are not strangers to what we are talking about today. They are not strangers. From what Commissioner Willie has actually expressed to us, is a clear indication that as far as our ethics, restoring the ethical standards in our Ambazonia is not strange to many counties and to many LGAs. It was practiced, and a certain regime came in and tried to make us to forget it. But at this time, with our president, Dr. Samuel Sarko Ekome, and his team in the Interim House of Representatives that has people from Manyu, in the Ethics Commission that has people from Manyu, in the Cabinet that has people from Manyu, in the Judiciary that has people from Manyu, and in every department of the governance and the government of the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, we have these people who are institutionalized. They are being there to make sure that we begin, even in the time of war, to replace and restore our lost values, our stolen values, our vindicated and vandalized, etiquettes that we had in those days. I want to especially thank Comrade Willie because he himself saw it. He was, I think, a telephone at that time or a mail runner. You know, one of the things that's really impresses, and we want to go back to it, is that there was a culture that an average Ambazonian had, and Comrade Willie has just underlined it. When we're small boys, and those our people who were working in the CDCs in those days, now when they come back home, we will rush to them, carry their things to their homes, not asking for any money. No, not today. People can even disappear with the back of somebody who has come from outside. Yes, which is very funny. But we will rush ahead, especially when you knew the house, and the man will be walking because he has grown, if coming from the coast or from outside. He doesn't know how to walk in our street villages and our small roads. So before he's coming, we have dropped the things there and we are waiting for about 5 to 10 minutes before he comes in, breathing very seriously, if there was no bicycle to carry him. But we would have done it. And we did it with joy. That was the ethics that we were taught. But when these fellows came in, oh my God. Anyway, Ambazonians, we are getting back our nation. We are going back home. And these things, thank God that some of us who experienced it are still alive. At that time, just like Commissioner is saying, most of us who had experienced what we are talking today ethically, we are not fighting for any position. As you see me, I don't have any position anywhere. My position is an errand boy, like my Commissioner Willie, to come here and serve the people of Ambazonia, serving them by telling you the truth of what is going on. Now, if you see any person clamoring and fighting and almost killing people for position, go and find out. That individual is very likely to be an agent from the Republic du Cameroon to make sure that he sits in that place and blocks anybody who wants to bring in the communal and the community lifestyle that we had before. And some of these young men who did not grow in the village, but who grew in the corrupted line of the Republic are trying to bring us that headache. But thank God that we have commissioned this particular government into the hands of God Almighty, who created us, gave us that ethical values with nobody coming from anywhere to teach us. It was embedded in us. It was built in us. And so Commissioner has just given us the entire situation that is going on there in Manyu. Before he comes back in, let's get down to Manyu and just listen to these people in Manyu who are actually the people that our Commissioner is talking about. Listen to this.
Then smart. Munating fanja. Usari maribo. What's the say? Just a what up with. 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 That concept, Grandago, Mukuba,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much over there. Commissioner, I listened to one word. I got one word in Mandem. Mandem means God. Am I quoting right?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Hello?
you. I was asking about Mandem. I got the word
Yes,
Mandem.
yes. What my brother is singing, it says, if a country have a child, you thank God. If a country have a good child, you thank God. That's what he's saying. That if a country have a child, you should thank God. That's what my brother is singing.
Wow. Meaning that sincerely, we should thank God for you, Commissioner, because if we have 3, 4 people of your caliber that can tell us what you were doing in the motor park and the number of houses you know and the families, I think that Manu is good to go. Unfortunately, there is a seed in this our generation, but we are coming up to make them to go back to where we were before. Thank you very much for that interpretation. Now, Miki Nche Chuma, I want to tell you that, yeah, Commissioner Willie is in the position of answering that question, but this is not a forum for that. So you can meet him on the security briefing or defense briefing, and he will answer that question. We are talking on ethics, so he will not answer any of the questions that you are asking here in this forum. All right, let's go ahead, Commissioner. In the Ethics Commission, we just have a few questions to ask from the people of Manyu, the LGAs. I understand Manyu has 4 LGAs and they are all fully constituted. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Do you have an ethics committee in your local government or county?
Yes. Thanks for asking this question. When it comes to Manu, I'll say Manu is the best of the best. The reason being that,
Yeah.
yes, I would explain to you why I quote you example. When I was in Kaskumba, Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, I was a class prefect of in Kaskumba. Paul Nilong was my classmate. Paul Nilong, he can testify.
Wow.
When I was a class prefect in Kaskumba, and Nokombele was my principal, then Humphrey Monono came, I was a class prefect. When it's time to cut the grass, to divide grasses, the grass for people, for the students or to the people to clear, I will go ahead and give everybody two steps. Then I will give my own self 2 steps. And then I will come that evening and clear my own first so that the others can see and follow. When the school opened, the first day of school resumption, I will come there, bring water the class. We have 4 rows with about 80 students. I will sweep all the 4 rows. Then the next day, I will appoint each student for each role. I say you are the head girl or head boy for this role for today. So you're going to control that role and give me the name of noisemakers for that day. So that way, I'm not the one writing the names. That way, you manage the role. Tomorrow, the next person will take over. The next person until before the semester finish, everybody must have bring out their management skill. Meanwhile, I will just be observing. If your role is making noise, I'm not going to call everybody. I'm just say, Paul, you're on role 2. It's making noise. What's up with you? So if you don't give the names, I will take now the name of the person that I appointed to Nokombele, the principal, who will come and then whip you up. You know how he does. Now, coming to Manu, Manu is created by God. Let me put it this way. With the click of a button, I can reach all Manu people at the same time in the world. Because what we did in Manu, the how Manu is structured, we follow the Amber Peace Plan with some exceptions. In Manu, we have a forum. We have a forum where the 4 LGA people are in that forum, plus myself, 5, plus chief security, 6. So we're only 6 of us in that forum. Then now again, we have another forum in Manu again, where all the people that have anything to do with executive, anything that are in that forum. That's all Manu. LGF chair people are in there. All the House of Reps are in that forum. The defense chiefs are in that forum. All the executive members are in that forum. So that way, if I make an audio say Manu should be shut down tomorrow, and they see that it makes sense, then all of them will implement it. So we get them the same information, the same time, and everything. So if the president sends information down to Manu or to the government that tomorrow there's a ghost town, I don't need to come make audio to send to the world. I just have to go in there and say, hey, president said tomorrow there's a ghost town. And all Everybody in that forum will just get it, and then they know what to do to the various departments. So in Manu, that's
Wow.
why sometimes, even if the president is coming to visit Manu, if sometimes I might be at work or I'm doing something else, the president will still come and he will be received correctly and rightfully,
Wow.
because the decision is not being
Wow.
made by me. It's a system. I want to let the world know that we can govern ourselves. We've been governing ourselves since this war started. Yes, we've been governing ourselves. Because, for example, if I'm asleep, we're at war, and there's a situation that's going on the ground, and then let me say a fighter is wounded, or the one excess, the one more granite, then the urgent they will put they'll file that request to the LJ chairperson, and the LJ person will have a requisition slip. He or she will say, we want 500 granite to go to acquire. Commander requesting Dr. Mbia, that's the LJ chairperson, he will sign at the bottom. Commander receiving, he will put the name of the commander receiving. Then he filed it to a Treasury Department, where the Treasury Department plus Chief Security, they are there. That decision is made within 24 hours, and then that money is rationalized and sent to that fighter. The money does not go to the
Wow.
fighter's hand. The money goes to the delegate. The delegate that
Wow.
or that the fighter reports to in that LG. So when we are giving money
Yeah.
in Manu, you cannot hear Willie say, "I've given 100 francs to acquire." You only hear that Manu County have offered $100 to acquire LG. So tomorrow is not me. It's administrative giving. Let me put it this way. So that's the difference between Manu and other counties. So you can never hear that say, Willie send you money. That's why you never hear a fighter call me like, Willie, thank you for the money you sent to me. They always say, Manu County, thank you, because Willie cannot give you money. The money I have, I put in
Wow.
a forum. We have a forum where we make our monthly donation, and every month we come out with a project. We can say Operation
Wow.
Pineapple. That's a code name. Other a code name to feed the refugees. We do not use say feeding the refugees, because if we do that, enable us to go and block and do certain things, and then it will harm the refugees. So we come up with
Yeah.
different code names every month. So that every month we raise money. Don't forget, each LG have their own forum where they raise their money and do what they want to do in the LG. As a county, we raise money to support, protect, and defend Manu County as a whole. So when you put your money in Manu County, I do not touch money. I do not even see the money. Dr. Mbia is in charge of
Wow.
the treasury. We have assistant treasurer, and they'll have a bookkeeper in Manu.
Wow.
But they will have the 4LGA forum where the chief treasurer is there. So we can say how much is in the account. He or she will just take that account, the amount, and get the copy and just put it in that forum, and we'll see it. And they'll have another people that oversee the account. So that way money does not shake and go anywhere. And thank God, Dr. Mbia is my classmate too, as well. Yes, we
Wow.
went to school
Wow.
together. Then God brought us again.
Wow.
We went to school together, secondary school and high school, and then God brought us again
Mm-hmm.
together for this revolution. So most of the people I work with, some of them they were my classmates. We're all poor, walking back home with just doing things that young boys do: catch fish together, eat together, play together, until the Republic invaded us. So as they invade us and they are trying to suppress us, they are trying to kill us. They are just wasting their time. Because
Wow.
I'm calling the United Nations to do the ethical thing. What they should do, we do not need to go to Swiss. We do not need to go to Swiss. It's waste of time. To my feelings, and I will proclaim this that God have said. I believe that one day, not long, United Nations will just get up and hand our certificate, because we had it before.
Amen.
We
Amen.
had it before.
Amen.
It's not something. It's
Amen.
not something we are begging. It's not something we are
Yeah.
begging. If two kids are
Yeah.
fighting and this one drop a pen, the ethical things to do is just to pick up, say, bro, you drop your pen, come and get it.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
supposed to be begging for anything. Yes, it belongs to
Yeah.
us. They should give it to us. If your father give you a shirt and he's dead, or he moved forward, and you have that shirt, I don't think that anybody have the ethical morality to come get it. What La Republic is
Yeah.
doing to us, what La Republic is doing to us is ethical as well in their own thinking. So the thing, because a
Mm-hmm.
thief will never know the right way. But people with
Mm-hmm.
ethics like Ambazonians, with ethics like Ambazonians, we have all type of people in our midst. Coming to Manu, where the focus point is? In Manu, we have the richest human resource in Manu, in Ambazonia, in Manu. When I talk of human resource, I'm not going to finance. I'm talking of composure. People that can
Yeah.
sit and visualize and advise. And the funniest thing in this revolution, when it comes to Manu, sometimes I do not take advice from the LJ chair people. I do not. I call the mama back home. I said, Mama Chime. I said, Mama, it's me. My father was this person. Believe me, those, oh, Mama, they know my father. They know our family structure.
Environment. Yeah.
Yes, they'll say, Papa, what do you want? I talk to them in the dialect. They'll say, Papa, I think we should do like this over here. I say, okay, Mommy, go to your meeting, talk to your meeting people and see what you guys think. The mama would say, Papa, know what, I will send you audio when I have chance. Within a week, the mama will send me audio, the papa send me audio or intelligence. Then I'll get the intelligence. I'll just come to my executive people. I'll not tell them that Mami Mary said this. I'll just say information reaching me that this is going like this. What do you think we should do? So that's how we connect with the people on home front with us over here.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's how we connect with the home front with us over here. So sometimes the military people are moving around thinking that, oh, they are all over the place. No. A mother is a mother. When your mama carry you in their stomach, there's never a day in the world where you see a chicken can take care of a duck, of the baby duck. But guess what? That baby duck can never be a chicken.
No.
The Republic have come in, is trying to take us to the mud. Let me put it this way: we are chicken, they are ducks. We are clean. A chicken can never go inside the mud and roll in the mud. Oh, no, but the Republic that's what they are doing. We'll never go and roll. They can take us and roll us in the mud, but we'll come out and we'll never roll in the mud. So whatever they do, we're washing. We're not going to worry ourselves when it comes to ethic. When it comes to ethic, I'll go to Manyu. Manyu people are one of the most educated people. Not to talk in terms of doctors, not to talk in terms of lawyers. So when it comes to mental resource, I'm not going to say human resource. When it comes to mental resource, knowledge resource, in Manyu we have it. They give advice, they give strategies. I'm not going in terms of position. Position does not pay anything. In terms of voluntary services, they volunteer their time, they volunteer their money to move forward the struggle. Back then, they were beaten, they were pushed around as they are pushing some of our brothers back there now. Back home, the army have guns and knives on their neck. But a Manyu man is a Manyu man. Every you see Tabetando, they are moving around like the Republic like that. What is wrong with them is this. They feel that if they deny or they say, oh, Pobia, let my people go, they will be killed. And they think that if they deny, if they say, Pobia, let my people go, when they come back to us, they think that they will be killed or sent to jail. Oh, no. When they come, they will be rehabilitated. We have what we call rehabilitation. Just like in Manu, when it comes to ethic in Manu, some fighters will do certain things. And some people think that they can buy Manu fighters. Some people bring the word unity in Manu. I'm not going to say nothing. When you talk, it gives the enemy strength. When you talk, it gives the enemy strength. The enemy does not know how we operate. It does not know what we do. And when you see the enemy come, if you use the word unity or show you weapons or show you this and this, that is a plot. It means that the Republic have another agenda to enter Manu, invade Manu, and kill innocent people. So what they're trying to do on TV, you're going to see in the days ahead or in the past days, you will see a lot of weapons that they will demonstrate and show around. Those are CBDM La Republique infiltrators. Some of them, they are not even in Manu soil. They might be any Ebola anywhere in the bush. They will show you pictures. Now, Francophone, some of them speak Pidgin English. Some of them are DDR center people. They will put them, carry them in La Republique vehicles, take them in the forest. They will show many guns. They will show many guns they will show many guns. They tell you this is my unity. They want to go do ABC. As a county coordinator, I'm not going to give a comment because our manufacturers know where they have entered and know where they have come from. Our manufacturers, our manu commandos, they know what they have eaten. They know that when they go against what they have eaten and what the order they have taken, they know where they will be. So when it comes to that, I'm not going to say a word. They know better.
Okay.
They are the best fighters in the world. They are volunteers. In Manu, you will never see our fighters making videos or audios carelessly. We are at war. They know better. So when you come and see impostures, you come and see impostures. Before then, before October 1st, I think last year or this year, you saw they show you weapons that they were saying Konenge have given them this and this and this and this and this. I didn't say a word. The reason being that I'm not supposed to say it as a county coordinator. We have each LGA, we have LGA chairman, we have a forum. We give money to only those who have taken oath in Manu. All of those fighters
Right.
are taking that are under the LGA. We'll give them money to buy what they're supposed to buy, and that money is
Right.
accounted for. And secondly, we'll keep
Okay.
them. Manufacturers fighters are under project. We will do what we call project-based management. So that way, it will tell you
Right.
to go and we'll tell you to go and paint that pole, and we expect that that
Mm-hmm.
pole should be painted within the month, and we're going to get a
Right.
result, and that result will be sent first to that LGA, and then they send it to us.
Yeah.
And some pictures,
Mm-hmm.
we decide whether it should come out to the public or it shouldn't come out to the public. That's
Okay.
what we do. But when they send it to infiltrators will
Mm-hmm.
always, always there will always be loopholes. So no matter what you do,
Right.
so
Right.
infiltrators will
Right.
take
Right.
it and put it out there and be saying, "Oh, we
Mm-hmm.
are doing this. Oh, we have taken this area. Oh, we've taken the area." No, they say, "Will you come and talk?"
Wow.
I'm a servant for Manyu. I'm not a spokesperson for Manyu. I'm a servant for
Right.
Manyu. Yes.
Yeah.
Any cricket that talks too
Thank
much is eaten by the chicken. So over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Commissioner Willie. I think you have wonderful lessons of ethics for our people in Amberland, and to those that are watching us, you see that he's not reading from a paper that he has written down. This is coming simultaneously. That means that when you know what you have in you and what is going on, you can talk without mixing words. You can talk without pausing. And that's why he is talking and talking and going and going. If we want to go chronologically, I was thinking that Commissioner coming to talk for the whole 4 LGAs was going to be short of words. But I've seen that if we keep him here, he can give us not only history, but the foundation of the ethics of which we are talking about today, meaning that it is rooted in the blood. Yes, of course, there will be some extraordinary people that are, we call them aliens. And they may pretend to also be from Manyu and talk the language, but then a real person that is ethical, because ethics is truth. Ethics is talking the truth, not lying. And some of them have used the knowledge, the wisdom they have to try to manipulate. But when you manipulate and you try to twist the truth, one day your knowledge and your intelligence will fail. But when you remain truthful and standing on what is right, I am telling you, it will never fail you. And that is why the interim government is winning big time from all the other groups that are cutting out and trying to cut here and bring in here and bring in there and so on. The people that are standing strong and resilient and know exactly what ethics actually mean, they are going ahead and doing the right thing. Now, do you have a copy of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia? And do you have a copy of the Ambazonian Ethic Code for the LGAs? You know, if all the LGAs have this document in their keeping. Over to you.
Yes, yes, we had it before the coup plotters came in and messed things up. We had it, and Matt Dorothy always keep us up to date with documents. I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you something that I'm going to tell you something that make me differ from other LG chair people or other county chair people. I'm the commissioner for Home Front, so I focus more on the fight, and I will say this clearly: I'm not a reader, but I can read. So I do not spend time sucking myself into other things like reading 3 pages, 4 pages. I send it to the quarters that's supposed to read those things so that I can focus on the fight. Because why? I think that sometimes when they forward certain documents, like a lot of certain documents, will you read this, read this, read this? They are absorbing my time and blindfolding me not to see the fight. Me, I'm a fighter. When it comes to ethic, we use ethic to fight as well. And the first thing in ethic, all over the world, as you people, educated people say, 90% of communication is non-verbal. So that's why sometimes when I come to Zoom, when the president is there, I just keep quiet. It means I'm already talking 90%. If people assume that 90% of communication is non-verbal, being there is for him to have that floor to deliver his message. We can always meet somewhere somehow and talk what we want to talk. But when the time comes for whoever is to do what, we should give that respect and give that floor to that person at that moment. Why he or she move the country forward. We want to take time to thank Manyu people. When it comes to Manu, in the terms of ethic as a whole, Manu first, we don't have to teach him ethic anyway. We don't have to teach him ethic. When we're small, when you go to school, for me, I will choose myself as example. When you go to school, you take a pencil that does not belong to you, or an ambot. An ambot is like how can I put it? It's like a placard. Anything that does not belong to you. Your mother will hold you on the ear, and when she check your backpack and see that something does not belong to you, she asks, where do you get it? You say, I pick it. She will hold her ear until you have to take that thing from the house, walk even if it's 3 miles to go put it back where you got it. That's um here in America. I was in school one time. When I was in school one time, and I'll tell you what. And they said when Hurricane Katrina happened, they brought other people from other states. They brought them to Texas, and they came in a hall in school. I was there, and they said that how come the people keep on fighting? Every time this boy will fight with this girl will fight with this, they should increase, they should bring more police to the school. They said they should bring more police. All of them say yes. How many? They were thinking, how many? What's the budget? They were talking. All I just kept quiet. When they finished all, they drew all their conclusion, and I raised my hand up, and I said, "Can I speak?" They say, "Who are you?" I said, "My name is Willie. I'm from Africa," and I was the youngest person in that hall. They say, "Yes, sir. Go ahead. What do you want to say?" I asked them one question. I said, all of you are talking of bringing more police, bringing more this, to can't keep security in school. When your kids were leaving school this morning, how many of you asked your kids that, hey, John, you go into school, you meet somebody that came from Louisiana that is driven away by hurricane and doesn't have a place to stay. How many of you have given your kids $2 that go to school? When you go to school, you see John. When you go to school, you see John. Buy soda, give him one and take one and say, bro, thanks, you made it alive. When I say that, all of them look at me. I say you can put 20,000 police on the street, they cannot do anything. What matter is this? Even if it's you, even if it's me, if it's a lie, then you can shame me. I'm going to say this. Everybody from Ambazonia have this in their head. There's two things you never forget: your mother's voice or your father's voice. And number three, you do not steal, not because you don't want to steal. You do not follow a lady or do certain things, not because you don't want to do it. You have the will, you can do it, you can steal, you can shoot, you can kill. But there's something that always comes behind your head. Not the word of God. You always listen to your mama's voice. What nonsense are you trying to do? Let me hear that again from you. Your mama's voice is always behind your head, your mother's voice. Sometimes you want to fight with your friend, and you know very well that when you fight, you go over your mother going to whip you. So Manu people, they know better. When a Manu child does not obey the mother, when I grew in Manfe, when you are a Manu child, you do not obey your mother will beat you. And when we go to play football, you come to the field. If you do not wash the dishes, you want to come play with us. Your mother tells us that about do not wash the dishes. When you come to play with us in the field, automatically we're not going to pick you. When you come in the field, you say, I want to play, say, no, go wash your dishes first. So your friends will reject you. That go even to Sunday school church. So that makes us to be built in a structural and confined way where you know that there's a chain of command where you have to respect the hierarchy and the hierarchy as well. Yes, you cannot get up and tell your sister, shut up, or F this, or this, and this, and this. How people do it in other part of the world. So in Ambazonia, we have that dignity. That's why the Frenchman don't have it. We have that, you see, the French people don't have it. We have that respect. French people don't have it. In the French culture, in the French system, you can come to a house, you take a bottle of beer, you give it to the mama, and you can take the daughter and go inside the room and you make love to her. You can make love to the girl while the parents can be in the living room or parlor and they'll be sitting and be drinking the beer. So you see, that's how low the French people have gone. That they want to come sell our own culture. They want to come steal everything from us. They don't have. Ambazonians, we cannot steal because we have. People that don't have, steal and destroy. People that don't have, they steal and destroy because they don't have. They want us to be like them, but we will never be. Over to you, sir.
That's excellent. That is excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to an end of the Ethics for a Developing Manyu County, LGA by LGA. And I think that the practical lessons that we are hearing here is just what the interim government wants to instill and install and reinstate into the lives and people of Ambazonia. And we are very, very grateful and very thankful that Commissioner Willie, the servant to all the people of Manyu and to the Ambazonian people, has given us not only the tip of the iceberg, but a great deal that we can begin to build on that. And so with these values, we are expecting that as we continue in these lessons, we'll have to be calling some of these people who are very practical in the way they present this situation to come in here and not just tell us what they think in theory, but very practical. I mean, that's why I always like the good book that says that train up a child the way he will grow. When he grows in that way, he will not depart from it. You understood him when he was in class as the head prefect, as the head prefect of the school. He will be the first person to do the job before distributing to the people who are following. And we have said in ethics that I was thinking and going very far to fetch for an example in South Korea. Meanwhile, we have an example right in the house here. The South Korean man said that they started disciplining people in order to have a better country by disciplining those who were leaders at the top, at the echelon of the country. And so the interim government is bent on disciplining people who are frivolent, especially those who claim that they have positions. The position you have either in the cabinet or in the LGA or in any of the departments is not for you to lord over the people that are supposed to be a subject. It's for you to be an example. And if you cannot be an example, you are a hypocrite. And of course, in the government we are building, from the ethical values that Commissioner has talked to us today, we see that you might not be qualified, even though you have the positional qualification, but the ethical and practical qualification may push you out, because we are building an Ambazonia that needs practical people in practical places with practical examples to be examples for the people. And we are very grateful that the draft that is coming up, don't forget, draft is coming up very shortly. And when the draft is coming up, La Republic come up with tricks and so many other things, but we are not here to disclose the strategies that we are also learning. Like it is said, when the hunters learn to shoot without missing, the birds, they learn to fly without perching. And so Ambazonia is getting to a stage where any government official, in particular in this 2022, we must know that you are an example, not only in words, but in deeds. You must see that your draft is paid, fully paid. When I mean by fully paid, it's not the $1,000 or the $2,000. Fully paid in the sense that, yes, you pay that money, but then you should be an example. If you don't have it, and you let everyone know in your community, in your LGA, they can help you out. So we are saying that the draft is coming, and it is requested for every Ambazonian, especially those in government positions, to be examples to reach out to our humanitarian draft that is about to kick off county by county and LGA by LGA. The last time we did it, we saw a great turnout. And this will close the mouth of the gainsayers, those who think that we are joking. They want to see, and they have been seeing what has been going on, because our president, Dr. Samuel Sarko Ekome, is an example of the ethics we are talking about. Because all the stories that have gone out about him, a few weeks ago, one of the, a respectable Ambazonian was lamenting that he had to take the name of the president and run with it without evidence. He was pleading with those who lied to him to give an evidence, and there was no one to bring just one evidence. He said, if I can have one concrete evidence, I will close him up. Can you imagine how people are wicked? But fortunately enough, fortunately for the interim government, and unfortunately for them, There was no evidence. That is what Commissioner Willie is talking about. And if we can have people like that, now, if you are sitting in any position in Ambazonia right now, know that you have been chosen by God. But guess what? God cannot take you out of that place. You can take yourself out of that place. Nobody can take you out of that place apart from you yourself, when you give yourself to covetousness and take that which doesn't belong to you. Now, in the final conclusion, we'll ask Commissioner to give us his closing remarks. I will call it quit for today. Over to you, Mr. Commissioner.
Yes, thank you again, Mr. Commando. When it comes to ethics, I'm going to use myself as an example and tell the world the benefits of ethics that Ambassador is going to bring to the world. Ambassador is not just talking ethics internally; we are talking ethics internationally, globally. I'll use myself as an example. Here in America, in the school I went to, TSU, Texas Southern University, I was a chairperson for Community Outreach Committee for 1 year. When I was a chairperson, that I'm going to tell you how, as an Ambazonian, how we're going to liaison with the world to make the world a better place, to make Ambazonia a better place when they give our certificate of independence. Here in America, where I was in school as a chairperson of Community Outreach Committee, what I did was under my department that I was managing. Number one, we raise money for our school. We go to what we call homeless shelter. We help to feed the homeless. Number one. Number two, we have offshore, like we have a George Joe Brown Center. It's a big hall where people come and do like car shows, all those type of animal shows. We go there, we organize the hall, and they give money, and we take it to school and give our dean. Number three, I'm a pharmacy technician. I was a pharmacy technician by profession. As a pharmacy tech, I called pharmaceutical companies and I asked them that my name is Willie. I'm the chairperson for this school, and as such, I need what we call trade and generic books. And those pharmaceutical companies, they send those books. I presented them to the dean of our college. And if you go to TSU, Texas Southern, if you've gone to Texas Southern University, inside the library, you're going to see some small books, trade and generic. It tells you aspirin, it tells you the other name of aspirin. Those are the things. So that when people come to pharmacy school for the first year, they were able to know about drugs. Those are trade and generic names. So if you go there, you're going to, when you happen to come to Texas, go to TSU, you're going to look on those books. If you open those books, you're going to see sign, you're going to see my name, Willie. If you go to the School of Pharmacy, you're going to see my picture on the wall. Number three, I asked students to bring food. They brought food items. We took them to Houston Food Bank to help to feed the homeless. That's a bring canned food. I just asked each student to bring 1 or 2 canned food. Tomato, geisha, sardine, all those things. They brought them. They didn't ask me, Mr. Ayong, how are you going to carry it over there to Houston Food Bank? I said, don't worry. I asked students to pay themselves. If you are a boy, you look for a girl. So they pay themselves, a group of 25 men and 25 women. They are 50. Then now I come and make you as a group captain. You are a group captain. Then I get only the names of group captains. So I have like 12 group captains. So 12 times 25 groups. So I have each person have the group captain. So I have only 12 names. The group captain is responsible to take care of the people under his or her leadership. So I just sit, wherever I sit in school, I just call them with the deans, they have a phone. I just call, hey John, what's going on in your own side? He says, sir, we are on this level now. Then after I just take my car with my friend, we just drive around, we supervise what they are doing. We go to Houston Food Bank, we organize the shelf. That's what we did. Then when it was time for coal in America here, I asked students to bring pullovers. They brought pullovers in bags with clean ones. We take them, package them. We go to Houston homeless shelter. We donated them there to the homeless. So if the world give us a permit to manage our country, we are already managing America. We are managing the world. That skill will transfer it home. The world will be a better place for all of us. Last but not the least, when people came from Louisiana, when they came to America, as they came here to America because of the hurricane, Willie, I told the dean that we should make what we call port of depot. She said, what does that mean? I said, it means that they can bring those big trucks, come and put them in our school. So that way we can struggle, and then we can struggle and give stuff to the people that come from out of state. They have no clothes because hurricane have dispersed them. And the dean said the number will be so many, and she doesn't know what to do. I said, we can use our field, we can use our basketball field and divide the people based on the the region that they come from, based on their county, because in America they go by county as well. So when they came, we have port of distribution, and we said if you need clothes, you go to port 1, like the basketball field. If you need shoes, you go to the handball field. If you need cap, you go to this area. Then I come now for the sciences. I say each student should bring a textbook, a pen, and put it inside your class in a box. Whatever you have, you bring. Then now I ask the American students to walk out of the class and leave the students that were displaced inside the class. Then I ask each person that was displaced to go into those boxes and pick what they like. So they'll pick it so nobody will see who is getting what. And then they pick it and put it in their bags. And then the American students come back in class. And those students who were displaced got those things. The reason was that I don't want you to know who is getting your gift, so that they will not be buying down to you. A gift is free.
Mm-hmm.
I want you that when you receive that gift, you should be able to have an ethical mindset of yours. So I'm asking the world to give us a certificate of independence, so we can use that skill. Every year in America, when the hurricane was here in America, I sat in my house. I did not evacuate because I wanted to observe. I realized that all the cars were going northbound. All the cars were going northbound in the 5-lane, and southbound was empty. And I emailed the mayor. I said, my name is Willie. I would suggest that next time when there's hurricane, instead of the southbound to be empty, they should use military trucks, load people inside military trucks, and they can have one motorcycle or 2 motorcycles of police escorts that can escort the military trucks and drive the opposite way on the freeway. And that was implemented. When I came to school over here, I went to the dean and I told her, I said, they should not give people social security. They should give them T number. And not long, they implemented T number in TSU, so that way people cannot steal your social security number and use it. That's why they implemented a T number. I have people who went to school with me. They can testify. Sitting, excuse me, sitting here, I'm begging the world on behalf of Ambazonia. I'm begging the world that we are people of common sense, a people of moral, a people of good ethic. While I was in TSU, we have I was under the Department of Health Sciences. That's comprised the pharmacy department as well, the Department of Respiratory, Laboratory, and all those. Anybody that does sciences, want to go to any healthcare field. I was the chairperson that was there for students. I went to Yates High School, talked to the principal of Yates. I said, my name is Willie. I want to partnership with her school. She asked me why. I said, I want to carry what we call after-school tutorial programs, where students who want to go to professional schools will volunteer and they get extra credit. So then now students pay themselves in tens, like 10 students, five boys, 5 girls. I did that for a purpose, so that when they are teaching those young kids, sometimes 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th graders, so that they will not say somebody raped me. Because in that hall, there will be 10 boys and 10 girls who are supervising maybe a particular, they are supervising their mix. That way to keep the atmosphere conducive for everybody. And we did that for 1 year. Students will come, they go there after school, they go teach for about 30 minutes, 1 hour, and then they will give them a check mark. And that then when they do, I wrote a small document on behalf of this department, signed Willie. So that way when students go to professional schools, to medical schools, to pharmacy schools, they say they have gone for volunteer services, and they'll ask them to show proof. And then I was the first person that introduced that certification process. Where because before students will come and talk, when they go for interview, they say, "Oh, I volunteer. They say, "Do you have any proof?" Some of them will just be dumbfounded. But when they came, they said, "Oh, I went to this at this." They say, "What is this?" Then they didn't call me and say, "Willie, yeah, signatures all over the place." I told her, I said, "Yes, it's not mine, it's theirs." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm not doing the work." She said, "But you are in front of everything." I said, "No. When God chooses you to serve the people, you are not looking on price." And she called me, she told me, "Willie, I'm not going to take you to pharmacy school." I told her, I said, "That's not my problem. My problem is just to be alive and to save the community." That's all I told her. I live a happy life than doctors. I live a happy life than pharmacists. I live a happy life than anybody because I have peace of mind. When this war started, me, my wife, and my kids, we opened a storage to take up the refugees. The world should know this as ethic. We did not let the refugees suffer. Here in Houston, we collected stuff, rented a storage. Houston community came together and they supported us as Ambazonia, as a team. Houston people
Wow.
put money together. We ship those into Nigeria. You've seen videos. We did not leave our
Right.
refugees die. Yes,
Right.
we send things over there. You saw Pastor Victor. You saw other
Right.
people. They came. Yes. And Bazonia is a country made of educated, intellectual, well-respected, well-behaved people. The
Organized
world should give
people.
us a chance so we can shine.
Wow.
The world should give
Wow.
us a
Wow.
chance so we can shine. We have doctors,
Wow.
we have nurses, we have lawyers, we have engineers, but we are losing skills. Sitting in front of you
Yeah.
here, for example, the world should listen. This is the moment for us to tell the world what we can do. We should not talk in-house again. I'm going to use Manu
Wow.
as example and myself as example on behalf of Ambazonia to tell the world that we are respected people. Sitting in front of the world, I was a pharmacy technician, IV certified, where I make all type of drugs for people who are sick. When we go back home to Ambazonia, I can bring those skills. I can bring those skills and train our pharmacy technicians and they'll become good pharmacy technicians. Dr. Anderson is a pharmacist. When we go back home, he can supervise the work that I do. He is a pharmacist. He can supervise the work that I do. Being a pharmacist, he have the technical know-how, he have the knowledge. Yes, I went to school here as a pharmacy tech. I can make all drugs. I'm IV certified. Dr. Anderson is the pharmacist, not only him alone. We have Dr. Tita and a lot of doctors who are pharmacists. We have that
Wow.
skill and the technical know-how to make things happen. Sitting in front of you here, I'm a microbiologist by profession. Yes, I'm a microbiologist by profession. When it comes to Ebola, I've handled Ebola sample. When it comes to this, what is it, Corona, I've handled Corona sample. When it comes to syphilis, gonorrhea, I've handled it. When it comes to anything, I've handled it. I know the inside and out of a lab. When we get to Ambazonia, the world should know we're going to have our own lab, where we have a modern lab. The skill that we've learned in America, we'll carry to Ambazonia. And some of you in other part of Africa and other part of the world, you'll be coming to ask for drugs and we'll help to make you those drugs. We'll make good drugs. Yes, we'll make good drugs. We'll identify bacteria and we'll help you and assist you. Last but not the
Wow.
least, the promise I have from Ambazonia if we get back home, I said, Manyu child. I said, Manyu child, when we get back home, as an Ambazonian, I will introduce what they call mapping. I'm going to introduce what they call mapping. I will bring it out and you people will vote for it or you see if it's good for us all. I will give Ambazonia money. How will I give them money? By making them not to be sick. I will go to each LGA. We'll go to each LGA, not I, we will go to each LGA, we'll form what we call a mapping community, whereby we'll have a small surveillance lab in all the LGAs, so that they keep surveillance on all the diseases that are in that LGA. We map them, we identify the diseases that are in that LGA, we map them. If this LGA in Manyu is having a lot of mosquito, we map the month that the mosquito come out, we map the time they come out, we map their life cycle. That way we can easily control and manage the life cycle of the mosquito. If it's in Mezam, if it's Jiga, we go there, we study Jiga, we map it. That way within a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we can manage the diseases that we have in our land. Other people will be able to come and invest in our land. That's how we'll do it ethically in Ambazonia. So we'll not be going all over the place getting sick. The best country in the world, the richest people in the world are the people who are healthy, not the people that have money. When you're healthy, you do not spend money. When you're healthy, you can stay focused. So I'm asking the world to give our certificate of independence. We are ready to go. We're ripe enough. We've sitting in front of you. I'm a safety professional as well, an associate safety professional. When it comes to safety, I'm well invested in occupational safety. I'm well invested in any type of safety you call. I know it, I'm licensed for it. So the world should give us a chance. We have Mr. Zepp. He's a senior safety professional officer here in America. We have Mr. Yok. He's a chief engineer. We have Dr. Mbia, my classmate. He's an engineer, a chief engineer. Can you imagine that? He was in Canada. He was one of the Ambazonians that passed a single exam that was given, and he was flown to America and handed a job as a director for an oil company. What if people take that skill and transfer it back home? How rich are we going to be? I ask the world to give us that chance. We have the resources. I'm pleading with the world to give us that chance. We have the ethic, we have the moral, we have the manpower, we have the woman power. Don't forget, we have doctors. Sometimes they wound our fighters back home. All we do, I take those pictures, I send it to Dr. I will say Dr. K. I will not call the name. And she will look at it and tell me that, Willie, this is the best medication I think is good for that fighter. And she'll write it and send it to the fighter on home front. And then we'll send money and they buy it and treat the fighter without her being there. We have wound care management. We have Manyu, she's a wound care specialist. We have all types of people. I'm sitting here, we have Power Action, he's an accountant. We have all types of people in Manyu. We have all types of people in Ambazonia. We have Dr. President Simon Sakwe Ikome, Mr. Common Sense, who is leading us. He's a man of God. With God, everything is possible. So the world should give us a chance. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. I don't know how. I think we shall repeat this program. I think I will talk to the Ethics Commission. The people around the globe need to hear this and hear this more. Ambazonia is ripe and is ready to handle itself. Nobody should sit there in the conspiracy of whatever, saying that these people don't know what we are doing. We know what we are doing, and we have men and women that are very, very qualified, ethically speaking. And as Bok says, there is no nation that can strive and live successfully without ethical values. And today, from the horse's mouth, you have heard, Ambazonia is ready to unleash, not only to Ambazonia, but to the entire world, their ethical standard that will help the society for us to live peaceably and amicably. Once again, thank you very much, Commissioner, for coming. And today, Ambazonians, we want to say, God bless all of you and have a wonderful evening back in Ambazonia as we say bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye. And that was it from Commissioner Willie from Manyu. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you very much for your patience with us and for coming into the ABC studios today to listen to what we have done and we have said today. We want to assure you that the next Friday, we shall be on with another county to give us their experience. And when all this is done, putting together, we shall come up with what Ambazonia actually is and is all about. Once again, we want to say good night to the people of Ambazonia. Oh boy.